So what's the best way to sell a business? Well, I get asked that a lot, especially from clients who want to list their business with me to sell. Now, I've developed a simple system over 20 odd years of business sales. I've sold hundreds of businesses, and this is a very simple system that works. It works for just about every business type and every business model, and I do it time and time again. So what I'm going to do in this video is give you a case study of a single business. Yes, I sold it a few years ago, but it's a single business. You can have a look and see how we work, how it operates, and how effective that this sales methodology and this sales process can be for your own business. So preparation, you know the story. It's the 3-4 P's, can't remember how many, but it's prime preparation prevents poor performance. So simply speaking, the preparation we do at the beginning gives us the foundations to build that really good performance at the end. And the first thing we start with is the accounts. So we have a look at the accounts, and what we do is we recast your accounts. Now, recasting is just an accounting term. It means we just have a look at it and we make some adjustments, and they're usually called add backs. And what we do is we have a look at the expenses that you have and we see what expenses won't apply to an incoming owner. So for example, you might have a boat and you fill that up regularly with diesel. I don't know, maybe you go fishing. But if the new buyer doesn't have a boat, then that's not a business expense for them. So they can add that back to profit. So your accountant does a really good job of keeping your tax to a minimum. That's what you employ your accountant for, and he produces a set of accounts to keep that tax to a minimum. Now that's just the opposite to what we want when we're selling a business. We want the business to look as profitable as possible. So we go through your accounts in conjunction with yourself or your accountant, and we recast those accounts to produce the most profitable business that we can come up with. Now, some business owners, they're hoarders. They like to have machinery and stock and plant and bits and pieces lying around, but they don't add value to the business if they're unused. So you need to cash up that unused machinery. You know the thing. You've got that machinery in the back corner of the factory or the warehouse. It's got a dust cover on it, and it's a great machine, and I use it every now and then. Well, what's every now and then? Oh, I don't know, once every year or two, someone asks. No. That's not adding value to your business. So we sell that off before we go to market. Likewise with any excess or obsolete stock. Have a look at that stock, and if it is obsolete or if it is excess, special it off now, get rid of it now. It'll do two things. One, you'll sell it, you'll get some money in the bank, but two, it'll make the business look more profitable, the profit will go to the bottom line, therefore it'll actually add value to your business. So keeping obsolete stock and unused equipment doesn't add value to the business. Best to get rid of it before the process starts. This is probably where most sellers fall down, and it is a little bit boring and it's something you tend to put off. But it's documentation, it's contracts for supply, it's lease documents. You've got to get them up to date. There's no point in having a lease document if you don't have the addendums to the lease document, if you don't have the variations if there are any, and the rent reviews if there are any. Likewise, do you have supply agreements either with customers, so people you're selling to, or suppliers, people you're buying from? Dig those supply agreements out. Make sure they are in writing, make sure they are current, make sure they are signed, and above all else, make sure they are transferable. We can't sell a business based on some exclusive stock arrangement if it isn't documented and transferable. And then have a look at your employment agreements. We're all employing staff, they're all there. Do they have employment agreements? Are they up to date? Are they current? And are they signed as well? So check out all your documentation, make sure it's current, make sure it's signed. So the last step in that preparation is an operations manual. Do you have an operations manual? Do you need to have an operations manual? Now, if you do, again, make sure it's up to date. Make sure that when people ask questions, if staff ask questions, or when we bring a buyer through, if they ask a question, make sure you can say, hey, it's in the operations manual, it's on page 65, tell you exactly how to do that. That way you're demonstrating the goodwill of your business is actually in your business, it's not in you. If you're doing everything and if the operations manual is sitting up here in your head, It's not easy to transfer, and buyers won't like that. So you don't have to write a novel, you don't have to write a huge 300 volume dictionary, but you just have to have a simple processes and operation manual there. So if any questions come up, it can be referred back to the operations manual, and that's how you find the answer to those questions. So what do we do then? We do a comparative market analysis. We look at other businesses that have sold in the same sector. We look at what has sold, what hasn't. We consult a company called BizStats. Now, the successful business brokers in New Zealand contribute their sales stats to BizStats. So we can access that. We can look at a manufacturing business, and we can find a manufacturing business with similar averages to the one that we're appraising. And therefore, we can say that on average, based on the sales that we've seen, this business is worth that amount of money. We then apply a sanity test, if you like. Is it better than average or is it worse than average? And therefore we increase the price or discount the price based on that. So once we have a value that we're happy with, then we go to the next step. So the next step is the sales process proper. We prepare an information memorandum, an IM if you like, a profile of the business. Now what we put in there is essentially a sales pitch. What we're doing is we're telling people what's great about the business, what's good about the business, and why they should buy it. And we put all the detail in there they need to make a decision. Now that information memorandum, that will find its way to the buyer's accountant, to the buyer's lawyer, to their banker. So it has to be concise and simple, but have all the information needed for those three advisors to advise the buyer, well, to buy the business. That's the point of it. So now we decide on the marketing for the business. Now, do we use the name or don't we? Once that decision is made, that dictates how we're going to present the business. Now, a good business broker, that would be me, by the way, we know how to market the business as a secret. So we can sell a secret. So there's a trick to advertising the business, but not really saying anything, but still attracting information. And that's what we do, attracting buyers who want more information on the business. So we use the social media side. We use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Yes, we can make a walkthrough video of the business. Now that depends on how covert you want to be. We don't need to use the name, but we still can demonstrate the business through a walkthrough video. And that's generally the most successful way of doing it, and that's a very good way to get your business out there, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. If you're getting value from this video, and I sure hope you are, there's a button made just for people like yourself. It's called the like button. It's just down there. It looks like that. Give it a click. There's also the thanks button and of course the subscribe button. So hit 1, 2, 3, any one of those. That would be much appreciated. Thanks very much. Now, back to the video. So in this example, the owner of the business wanted us to sell the business. He wanted to do a walkthrough video. He didn't want us to use the name of the business, but he was happy with us to show the products that he used and the process he used. And that's a nice middle ground, if you like. So this is the video that we made for him. Hi, my name is Peter Nola from ABC Business Sales, and niche market manufacturing businesses with little in the way of active competition are much sought after but seldom available for sale. This business has an owner's profit of over $200,000 and is showing year-on-year growth in both sales and profits. This well-established business has grown to become preferred supplier manufacturer of premium custom-made products for leading hotels, restaurants and hospitality businesses throughout New Zealand and Australia. They have a large variety of products available for customers to choose from. Goods are made on-site and stock holding consists mainly of the raw materials. Because products are made to order, there is no obsolete stock as all products are sold before they are made. Products include menu covers, compendiums, corporate presentation folders, and printing on glassware. The company has a huge and varied database made up of hundreds of medium-sized businesses across New Zealand, some of whom are household names and market leaders in their field. The business has experienced staff running the quality machinery, meaning the owner has no fixed duties and enjoys the freedom to oversee the company without being involved in the day-to-day operations. This allows him to come and go during the day and work the times and hours that best suits his lifestyle. I'm Peter Nola from ABC Business Sales, and if you want to work easy hours in your very own manufacturing business, earn over $200,000 a year, give me a call right now. This may well be the manufacturing business for you. So that was the video that we used, and it worked well. To give you some statistics, we had a social media reach of over 42,000. We had 13,000 views of that video on social media. We had 6,500 people click through to the ABC website, where over 100 filled out confidentiality agreements, non-disclosure agreements, and requested more information. Now that's a huge amount of people. We then interviewed those buyers. We qualified those buyers. Did they have enough money? Could they do the job? What were they thinking? What were they doing? And we then took the few that were left through the business so they could meet the owner, talk to the owner, and have a look at the business itself. And the result of that, it was great. We had lots of interest in 2 people wanting to put an offer in, 2 separate parties. So that meant a multi-offer. What does that mean? That means both parties put their best offer forward, and the owner of the business gets to choose which offer he wants. So he knows he's getting best value in the current market, and that's what we look to do as brokers. So what happened? Well, the business eventually was sold, and it ended up being sold for just over asking price. That multi-offer made the 2 buyers bid against one another, if you like, and we ended up selling it just over asking price, which is a great result. And did the seller like that? He sure did. Have a look at this.
Peter's done a lot, he's sold a lot of businesses, so there's a wealth of knowledge that can be drawn on, and I guess when you're operating outside of your wheelhouse, you want to be able to speak to someone that can give you direction, a relatively balanced opinion on where you're at. I guess there's got to be trust. The key thing for me was trust.
Hi, my name is Peter Nola from ABC Business Sales. I sell businesses and I prepare businesses for sale. I help owners to sell their business and get the best possible price at sales time. You can only sell your business once, so you may as well get the best price for it.
Hi, I'm Shane Gilder. I recently sold my business with Peter Nola and ABC Business Brokers, and we had an outstanding result. He understood the business, we had a relationship, I trusted him, which I had to do, because essentially he was selling a reasonable sized asset for us. Selling a business for $600,000 or $1 million, it required someone that knew what they were doing. It required someone that had a network. He did a little bit of work with us beforehand in terms of how to prepare it, perhaps how we wanted to look, what we were trying to achieve. And so there was a lot of work done beforehand that made that process quite easy. We wanted out in a certain time period, and we essentially wanted to drive as much value from that. And I believe that you've got to invest in the right people to get the right result.
I really enjoyed working with Shane. He had a great business and it was fun to sell it. If you want a great result in selling your business, give me a call now. So there we have it, a successful case study and a business sold. If you want to know more about preparing a business for sale, getting a business ready for sale, have a look at that video up there. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.